Good morning, everyone. It's Lonnie, and we are back in the shed. Still working on makeup. I'm definitely going to polish off this Clinique today, and probably a little more too. I did do some listings last night. It was actually more than this yesterday, but do have a few things that are going out today. I think like only 7 orders. I did ship yesterday. I have been shipping once every 2 days. This week got kind of messed up because Monday was not a shipping day. So I don't want to ship the orders that came in Thursday yesterday. I don't want to wait all the way until Monday to ship those. So I'm going to ship today. Normally I'm going to ship Monday, Wednesday, Friday though. Today's just not a normal week. Okay, here's everything that's going out today. It's not that much, it's just these things right here. This purifying toner sold 6 of them for $179.94. That's all on one order. Sold these ceramide capsules for $42.99. Sold 2 lipsticks for $29.98. This is the Tin Man Mego Tin Man from the 70s that I got from a private pick, and I got $39.99 plus shipping on top for that. Sold this powder foundation for $16.99, and I sold these 2 for $39.98. And then last thing going out is a pair of jeans for $29.99. And the only other thing I think I have a couple of box resizers to pack, and then I can get back and get this stuff knocked out. Okay, let's do a few questions. Tim says, when in general does UPS or FedEx become a better, cheaper option than USPS? A lot of that you get by feel, just from doing this stuff for a while. You can you compare prices. I still compare though, because even if something is larger or heavier, if it's going to a zone that's pretty close to here, like if it's going to Mississippi or Texas or Florida or in state here in Louisiana, a lot of times USPS priority is going to be cheaper still, and sometimes not, depending on the size. But in general, like once something gets around 4 or 5 pounds, or if the total dimensions bring it up to greater than a cubic foot, then I start thinking about listing it with FedEx shipping, FedEx ground shipping, instead of USPS priority. And I typically choose to only offer the one service, FedEx ground. And then if it ends up being cheaper to send it priority, I'll send it that way. That's actually an upgrade in service because it's priority versus ground. But yeah, I'd say 4 or 5 pounds and or greater than a cubic foot in dimensional size is when I start thinking about it. And I typically use UPS instead of FedEx. I've had a lot greater, everybody's experience is going to differ. I've had much better results with UPS than I have had FedEx, at least lately anyways. Chris says, when you say you want to scale back, do you mean work less hours or have less items to deal with? Yeah, I want to scale. Eventually I would like to scale eBay back just a tad to where I'm doing eBay for maybe 4 hours a day, and then I have the rest of the day to spend on other projects, and or doing a little more YouTube, having a little more flexibility. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to do eBay as hardcore as I've done it the past 3 or 4 months though. I've enjoyed it, I guess. I like eBay a lot, but I'd really like to be right there in selling about 8 things a day that I'm netting $25 a piece on. That would be the perfect place. Netting $200 a day. I would love that. And no more. And then I could spend the rest of my energy and time working on other stuff. That's where I'd like to be. Because I have some other things I'd like to be doing that are, also work related, but not maybe eBay related. So, but I haven't had the time to pursue anything because I've been working so hard with eBay. Oh, Stephen H just bought a box resizer. Thank you, Stephen. Martin says, like the makeup, did you list all the jeans as a single listing with variations? Thanks, Martin, UK part-time reseller. Okay, so Martin, with the jeans, the washes on the, like, a lot of the jeans I had, they were the same model, like 501s, 511s, 514s, 527s, 569s, and so on. And they were either blue or black, but the jeans would have slightly different washes. Some of them would be darker blue, lighter blue. Some of them even had like distressing holes and things like that. Or were just slightly different. I know people want to know exactly what they're going to get. So no, I made an individual listing for each and every pair of jeans, and I took shots of the whole surface area of both sides of all the jeans when I listed them. I thought that was important because they were different. Like, I don't like anytime there's any kind of variation in something, I don't like to use like just a random photo. That's only for when everything's going to be the exact same. That's how I do it anyway. The Resale Brothers was wondering if you do scan sheets when you take your packages to the post office. I do, but sometimes stuff doesn't get scanned in, and if I don't, I get the stink eye from the postal worker. Context, I used to work at that post office, so there may be some resentment. Oh, there might be something else going on there. So, no, I mean, I know about scan sheets, and I know in theory how to use them and what they do and everything. But no, I've never used one. Not once. It's kind of weird to me too, because the whole idea of scanning a package is like to prove that it was there and that it was handled at that location. But whenever they scan the scan sheet, they're not scanning the package anymore. They're scanning a piece of paper that you provide that says the package is there. So I guess I don't quite understand the purpose of it at that point. So anyways, I've never used one. I've never been asked to use one, which is kind of surprising. But I mean, I get it. I get that it's a quick way for them to show acceptance of the package. But then once they scan that scan sheet, does that mean that they officially have taken possession of the item even though they didn't scan that individual package? I don't know. Like, if something came up with insurance at that point, would that be enough to prove it? If that's the only scan they got was that scan sheet? Probably so, but I've never heard. I don't know. I know I've never used one. Sandra said, as the items sell, and they're talking about variation listings, as the items sell, does eBay automatically change the quantity available, or do you have to go in and change manually? Yes, as the items sell, it automatically changes the quantity available. And whenever it auto relists that item, it's going to keep the correct quantity, or at least in theory. That should happen. The only time you would have to maybe be careful is if you relisted it manually, like if you ended it and relisted that item manually to like reset the algorithm or something, then I think it might reset the starting quantities that you started that listing at. So be careful with that. But if all you do is list it and then never touch it again, yes, it will keep the quantities up to date. Okay, here's an interesting comment from R&D Studios. My general rule of thumb is 3 pics per listing minimum. It wouldn't take that long to snap a pic of each shade. I think that would help a buyer maybe on the fence about trying a new color, etc. All right, so first, what they're talking about is the makeup listings. Okay, so if I had, and I grabbed a box, this is some listed lipsticks and stuff that I already listed, okay? And I think there's 3 different types here in this box. So this was 3 listings for me. All right, and what I did, like with this type right here, I took a photo of one box, snap, and then I just, in the variation, I listed the colors and the numbers of each shade. And I did that for this kind and then for this kind. 3 listings, 3 photos. Now, if I would have taken each one of the shades out, now granted, these aren't all different shades. Like I have 2 17 roses. It looks like I have 3 of these 05s and so on. So wouldn't be all that bad, I guess. But if I would have taken each one of these shades out and showed it, I would have had to take it out of the box carefully because I don't want to damage the box. Take the photo, put it back in, and then when I build the listing, I would have had to upload, keep all that straight, and then upload all those to the variation, which is doable. It's not that much work, but I would say it probably would have taken me, instead of 2 weeks to list all 2,300 pieces of makeup, I think it probably would have taken more like a month or more. I think it would have at least doubled the time. Doing all that unboxing, reboxing, more photos, more uploading, etc. Now, the other point in that comment was, would help a buyer maybe on the fence. I think that's true. I think that if a buyer didn't know what they were looking for when looking at the lipsticks or the makeups or whatever, they weren't sure, then they would want to see that color and then they would make a choice based on that, right? I agree with that part. I think you could potentially hit more buyers with that type of listing. I think it would make for a better listing. There's more information. I think it's all around a better listing that way. I do. However, when I thought about it, I was like, well, I could do this 2 to 3 times faster and maybe lose 20% of potential buyers, but still sell the stuff to people that already kind of know what they want. I think it's worth it. Like, I think making the inferior listing that still performs to my expectations is worth it, because I don't have to put in all that extra time and effort. That was just a judgment call for me. So if you sell this kind of stuff or some other kind of stuff and you feel like that is necessary to get the results you want, then I say you should do that. That's a judgment call you need to make. But I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I think I should do the bare minimum and get this stuff listed. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. That was just my judgment call though. But yeah, more photos, usually better. I think 3 photos minimum is kind of arbitrary. I don't think it's always necessary. Some cases I do that though. Like these cars, for instance, I took a photo of every single angle of all these cars, including the bottom. When I've listed Funko Pops in the past, I know the box condition is very important. So I took a photo of each and every angle of that box. And like I said, when I was listing jeans, I let them see the whole area of all the jeans. But this stuff, I chose to go a different route because ultimately time is money, and I thought I could get away with doing it like that and still get the results I wanted. So when you watch this stuff, when you watch me, you watch anybody else, I'm not telling you to do it like me. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. And maybe I made a mistake with how I listed the makeup. If so, I'll pay for it because I'll have to maybe relist some of it or something like that. But if I didn't, then I saved a lot of time. So just a choice I made. It was a conscious decision though. Question from Lissa or Lisa, not sure how you pronounce it. Lisa. I'm gonna say Lissa though. I've got to ask about when you were finishing with the Clinique and then said, okay, now I'm gonna promote it 1%. And basically they're asking why. So the reason why I'm promoting at 1%, the only reason I'm promoting at 1% is I want a leg up on anyone that is not promoting at all, but I refuse to compete with others that are promoting because I don't want to pay the extra money. So I don't know if that's the right, I've never done any studying to figure out if like that's the right way to do it. I don't have any proof that you should do that. maybe you should do 1.1 or 2 or 5 or 10 or whatever. I don't know. But I would rather just go ahead and promote at 1% and have a leg up on everybody that doesn't, you know, promote at all. I get that extra sponsored listing and stuff. So I figure that's the way to go. I don't know. That's just my theory there. And then I think she said, what are you doing? There's some way to change it. What are you doing to only promote 1%? Yeah, well, whenever you make the listing, I don't ever list on phone. I always list on computer, on desktop. So, but yeah, down here at the bottom of the listing, sell it faster, promoted listings. I always click on boost your item's visibility, and then I use the set ad rate thing, and I just type a 1. And then that's it. So yeah, that's how I do it. Okay, last one from Christopher. Hey Lonnie, is there any feature you wish that eBay would have? Mine is, I wish there was a percentage to auto reject the best offers on all listings instead of a dollar amount. I don't mind hearing from someone offering greater than 70% of my listing price, but I don't have time to care for best offers less than 50% of my listed price, and I don't have time to figure that for every listing or when I change prices. So yeah, so you can put in like the threshold, and I think that would be a really nice feature. 75%, you could just set it across the board. I don't typically use best offer for that reason, because I don't want to mess with that. Like, I would rather just put stuff on sale, or occasionally somebody will message me on eBay, hey, will you take this amount? And then I'll say yeah, and then I'll respond with offer. But I typically don't waste time with best offers. I know a lot of people swear by them, and that's fine. I would say most people probably do best offers. I choose not to. I don't like all the interruptions in my day from the little alerts with best offers. One feature I've thought of, and they actually do this like on the beginner interface for eBay. In theory, I like their auto pricing thing, like where they automatically drop the price of your item until it sells, and then you have like a lowest amount that you want them to drop it to, and they automatically go down a percentage or whatever. I would love it if I could set my listings up to drop the price 1% per week until it sells, right? And maybe and cap it off at 50% off or something like that. And that way, after something's been listed for a year, by the time it's been up for a year, it's now selling at half price of when I listed it. That would be cool. I think I would like that. But actually, once you get off of that beginner interface, you don't even have the auto pricing thing available anymore. I know a lot of people don't really care for the auto pricing thing either, but I always thought it was kind of an interesting feature, versus best offer, messing with that, versus always having to go in and fiddle-faddle with sales and stuff. I always thought that some type of auto pricing decline the longer something's been on there on the platform would be cool. I also think it'd be cool if you could do video directly to the platform instead of having to, just link a video. I think that would be nice. I would like to see more control on who we sell to. Like if someone has a history of like a high return percentage, or maybe we could leave negative feedback for buyers again, and then if they have so many negatives, we can choose to not sell to them. I would like that. Or if they have like a lot of non-payments, maybe we could exclude those. I would like a little more, I guess I would just like a little more transparency on who we're dealing with as far as buyers go, and a little more control on who we sell to. So like I recently had some auctions I ran, and you just don't have a whole lot of control over who you sell to. They bought a bunch of stuff, they never paid, which is fine. I mean, I did the non-paying thing. They got all these non-paying strikes now, and then I relisted it. I'm not really out anything other than time, but I feel like if I could have maybe avoided it, you know, if I had a little more control over who could potentially bid on this stuff. So, but anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank y'all very much for watching. I'll see y'all again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.